Hi, my name is Fasha. I am the co-president and the performance coordinator for Pinoy this year.
My name's Louraine. I'm a sophomore at UMass, and I'm a bio major.
I am a Filipino American second generation woman. I am a dancer. I'm an artist. I hope I'm a good leader. I'm a friend. I'm a daughter. But for a very long time growing up, I was just this scared little girl, older sibling, taking care of a single mom, with no family or close relatives living with us here on the East Coast. And the communities that I was in didn't represent me and didn't accept me. So I think, to put it all into one word, I was very lost growing up in defining who I was. Learning about the history, once I saw where I realized I was part of something so much bigger. And realizing how much our Filipino people have stuck together and risen up in times of challenge, and also how they've celebrated despite it all. We found joy despite all of the obstacles that we faced, and I think that in itself, knowing that I'm a part of that and part of something bigger, it has really changed the way that I've seen myself. I don't feel as alone.
Or growing up, I kind of forgot, or I didn't really care about my Filipino heritage. It really made me feel like a sense of loss, because I'm from the Philippines and here I am so Americanized, and I just felt disappointed in myself that I had let it all go, kind of thing. Like when I realized that Hoy and continuing to be part of D1 and performing with D1 is in a way establishing Filipino culture, Filipino communities in Massachusetts. It was just so overwhelming, because there's probably another person who felt that sense of loss that I did too. And being part of Hoy has been super validating. And like I was saying before, it's a home away from my parents, from my family. Being able to experience Filipino culture is almost I'm with my parents. God, it's I'm talking about them as if they're dead. They're in Fall River, they're at work right now. I think it's beautiful to be part of something like this that other people can find a safe space for. And yeah.
With the theme of the show, one message we are trying to convey is why it's so important to recognize these roots, and even just with LVM alone, recognizing and celebrating how different our roots are too is huge. I think one thing I've personally struggled with as I've started to define my Filipino American identity was doubting if I was Filipino enough, or if I was doing it right or wrong. And now that I've started and continue to progress on this journey of defining what it means to be Filipino American, I think there is no singularity in how to be essentially who you are. And given the diaspora that our people have experienced, and even just the diversity in our country alone, I don't think it's fair to tell someone how to be Filipino because if you are Filipino, then you are. And people start at different places in their discovery of who they are and their cultural identity. I didn't start till college, and I think that's okay.
Like, Filipino culture and like Filipino American culture is not one. There's no one right way to experience it. You don't have to know the language to be Filipino American. You don't have to know the dances to be Filipino. And so I think just by being your authentic self and doing your best to be knowledgeable about the history and where we've come from, I think that's you contributing to like Filipino American culture.